Hello, everyone. So yeah, thanks for sticking around after WOD Wednesday. I'll wait for everybody to give the thumbs up in the chat, and then I'll go ahead with it. Hello. Cool. All right. So yeah, this is a mod that I've been working on in my spare time. So my main project is still autobiographical architecture, but I'm doing contract work right now. And I don't have a lot of energy for something like Autobio in the evenings and weekends and stuff. So since January, I guess, yeah, for the past 2 months, I've been working on a mod in my spare time that is about doing nice things for people, and it's called Mr. Friendly. So let me turn off the little. Let me turn off the alt HUD here, and let me turn off the music here, just because it's not okay. So yeah, this is Mr. Friendly. In this mod, you play Mr. Friendly. Now, this is not Mr. Friendly, the cut Half-Life 1 enemy. This is also not. You also don't play an Archvile. That one like meme image that I did, where come see Doom, we got glug glugs, etc. Mr. Friendly in that thing is an Archvile. You don't play an Archvile here. You play Mr. Friendly, and what Mr. Friendly looks like will be decided at a later point. I have an idea for it, but it requires some sprite work. So anyway, yeah, in this mod, the first thing that you'll notice about Mr. Friendly is that Mr. Friendly can fly. And yeah, like you can just move anywhere, and also like a lot of lines, like any lines that were previously blocking you, you can just fly right through. So you can go indoors and outdoors. You can finally see what's out here in this little area of E1M1. So yeah, you're just flying around. And in this mod, this is a non-combat mod. You don't kill anything. You're a guardian demon, and your job, such as it is to help other demons who are sad or in distress. You're coming through these levels after Doom Guy has already rampaged through them, and just beat up everybody. They're sort of like killed in the Looney Tunes cartoon sense, in that they're not really dead, but they've been beat up. And yeah, and so you walk up to all of these monsters in these levels, and they all have names. Yeah, here we've got, yeah, they've all just got like different names, and I can talk to them. I can hit space and talk to them, and it comes with a little visual novel style dialogue box thing. And then some of them, the ones with the hearts over the head, have quests for you. Now, actually, before I get any further with this, I should preface this. This is all, like, all of the art and stuff and sound and whatever that you see is, like, sort of prototype stage. Like, put on your developer goggles here and know that this isn't, like, finished sprite work or anything. I was, like, doing this combination of, like, ripping obscure weird assets from old games. Like, that's the backpack icon from Ultima Underworld, and some stuff from some LucasArts games and whatever. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, I sort of like that aesthetic. It's something that I've used in other work that I've done. But yeah, it's placeholder, and I'm interested, like, if somebody, I don't know, I was going to post a thread on the ZDoom forums about this, and just see if people are interested in it. But yeah, like, it would be cool to actually get some unique sprite work for this mod. So yeah, also in this mod, before I go talk to that person that has something that they want done for me here, I can also walk up to every little object in the world, and it has a thing, and it has an existence, and I can focus on it and pick it up, and I can like throw it. So yeah, it basically, and also I can put it back where it was, various Wander games. Yeah, but every item in the level you can pick up, and also you can put it in your inventory. So yeah, you can go around and just be collecting all of this stuff. Yeah, and of course the armor bonuses are called night hats, because I like the idea of coming up with cute names for everything. Yeah, and then I've got an inventory. Yeah, and so I can, yeah, it's got these little icons here, and I can take something out of my inventory and go back to holding it, and then I can throw it, etc. So yeah, so that's a thing that you can do. But let's go back to this monster that has something that they want done for us. Okay, so yeah, this monster is saying, I found this photo the other day. It seems like a lovely little spot, clearly somewhere nearby, but I can't quite place it. And so yeah, now we go to our quest screen here, and we can see that that we have a quest, and this is kind of like the Zelda Breath of the Wild memory quests, where you see an image and you don't know where it is, but you know that it's someplace, and so you kind of have to use your knowledge of the level to sort of narrow down where this thing could be. And you're like, okay, yeah, we're getting warm here, and then you get close to it, and then yeah, and so yeah, we activated this is extremely placeholder. There's like this little glowy spot, and when you stand near it, it builds up and it is like boom. And so yeah, we've found this little location, and now we talk to this monster that gave us a quest again, and they're very happy that we found the place. And we don't get a reward or anything. We just get the satisfaction of knowing that we've done something for a monster. That's one thing about this mod, is that you are actually, so the original version of this mod, I actually made it so that you had to do all of the quests on this level in order before you could exit. But I decided to turn that off because I kind of just like the idea that you can see from the very start when you open up your quest screen, or this thing labeled friends here, that you can see how many are available on the level, and so you can choose to do all of them or none of them or whatever. So yeah, this is a blue armor becomes a denim jacket. That's cute. So yeah, there's other quests. I should jump around to other maps here, but other quests, you actually have different tools, like this main, just like the ability to pick stuff up and throw it and whatever. That's one quote-unquote weapon. I call them tools in this. You've also got and again, it's using the hand art and some placeholder stuff here, but this is a texture sampler. I don't know how to skin that fictionally yet, but I'll figure it out. And so you can basically grab any texture and it will sample it. And now you have a sample of that material, and sometimes monsters will want you to find those things. And then the third thing is, and I'm using chainsaw art, just for the view thing here, but this is actually a fishing rod. And you'll notice that when I'm looking at a solid surface here, it doesn't let me do anything. But when I'm looking at it over a liquid, which includes water and lava and nukage and whatever, I can fish. So yeah, I cast the line, and it's got a little bobber. And then when I get a bite and pull it up, I can catch a fish. Now, of course, my first pass fish here, of course, just had to be a dope fish. And yeah, the dope fish is just another object that we can catch. But yeah, and it will at some point burp. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, and this is just another, and yeah, maybe sometimes somebody will want, I haven't actually figured out what I want fishing, whether I want fishing to be just its own kind of quest or what, but yeah, let me open up, let's see, this is my test map where I've just got everything in the game here. Yeah, this guy has a quest for me. And yeah, this is a hide and seek quest where they say, okay, I'm gonna hide and you try to find me. And then they teleport out, and you're like, okay, they went somewhere nearby, but it looks like they swapped places with an item, so maybe if I go into some other room, then I'll find them. And sure enough, I mean, this level isn't very big, so I found them just around here, and of course they're very close by, and then I can just talk to them again. But on a bigger level, you can imagine that it's harder to find them, and I want to give you some sort of radar, maybe like an audio pulse, like I did in Keymaster, that makes them harder to that gives you a way to narrow down where a monster might be. But yeah, yeah, and then you talk to them again, and they're like, okay, you found me, don't let it go to your head. So yeah, and I've only written a little bit of the dialogue for the monsters so far, but yeah. Also, yeah, some of these items also can have descriptions. And I've only written descriptions for a tiny fraction of the objects, but I have for some of them. And yeah, I think with the writing for this stuff, I was just kind of thinking of yeah, what if these demons are kind of these more cartoony versions of themselves, and hell is a world where everybody has a name and personality and stuff like that, then what would that world be like, and what's a good tone to strike, and I want it to be lighthearted and fun, but also have some kind of interesting stuff going on with it. Yeah, let me scroll up on the chat here and see if I'm missing anything. Yeah. No, yeah, yeah, you don't have to kill the fish or anything. You just catch it, and I could make it so that you could throw it back in the water, I guess. Yeah, yeah, and maybe it's like, yeah, maybe you're trying to catch different kinds of fish or whatever. Yeah, this object is just called Ed and Ted. Let me open up a level that has more going on with it. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think E1M3 has a few different... yeah, these quests are all randomly generated. They're deterministically randomly generated, so it's actually the same every time. There's always, in E1M3 on Hurt Me Plenty difficulty, there's always a quest giver right here. It's always this guy. Okay, yeah, and he teleports out, and you've got to go find him. And I actually just know, because I've played this before, that he does teleport here. Yep. So yeah. So that's one quest down, but there's another one in the level, and I can find it by like looking at this little radar type thing on my HUD. And actually, yeah, this guy is very close by, and that's another photo quest. So yeah, we've done that one before. But yeah, there are other quests. One of them involves crafting an item with this big weird inventory thing. So you might have to go around and like gather items or something. Another quest involves passing messages between monsters. So one monster will be like, hey, can you find this other monster and take a message to them? And we give you a beacon for getting to that. But yeah. And then, yeah, what's another kind of thing? Yeah, sometimes you have to find like a specific decoration item. So, you know, that could be like a lamp or an exploding barrel. Yeah, and it does work with any level. Yeah, and for keys, you can still pick up keys like normal. You can pick them up and stash them in your inventory and then open them, even though... Because, yeah, like, you're not actually picking these things up with your normal Doom inventory. There's a whole bunch of weird stuff that I had to do to make the game work like this, because obviously in Doom, you auto-pick up items, and there's all this other, you know, weird stuff going on. So, yeah. But, yeah, this is still kind of in early stages. You know, there's a bunch of stuff that is broken, doesn't quite work yet. It's got basically all of the major features built out, but yeah, like there's still a bunch that I want to do to it. What I'm going to do though is I am going to put as soon as I get like a roughly playable version of this, I'm going to put it up on itch.io as like a pre-release, you know, not done yet sort of thing. And even though itch.io doesn't have like any special mod integration or anything, you know, it'll be available and people can play it and test things out with it, test it with different maps or whatever, give feedback, you know, and whatever. So yeah, that's how I'm going to do that. No ETA on when I'll do a release of it, but you know, I don't know. I'm basically working on this thing, you know, evenings and weekends and stuff when I feel like it. But yeah, that's Mr. Friendly, and it's a mod where yeah, you do little errands for people. Yep, and yeah, you can talk to all these monsters, and yeah, that's the other thing, is that I want to just write like a ton of dialogue, you know, just like probably several hundred of these tiny little barks, so that they don't repeat very often at all. Same thing with the names. Yeah, so that's what I got. That's Mr. Friendly, and I'll put up a little page for it or something soon, and post a little bit more about it publicly. I might create a project thread on the ZDoom forums. But yeah, cool. That's Mr. Friendly. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in a week for another WOD Wednesday. But yeah, have a good one.